Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Psychopath Season 1, Episode 7. No, wait, Episode 8. I apologize. So, we are back to Psychopaths. Last episode, we see some shit. Yeah, this Rikako person, this bitch. Yeah, she is up to no good. And I do solemnly hope that the girl at the end of the previous episode can actually be saved by our trusted teams of police officers. Even though knowing Gen Urabuchi is the one who's writing this, I'm kind of also thinking that maybe that is not gonna be the case, and that girl is probably gonna be dead as well. But speaking of cast of characters in the police side of things, Akane and Kogami kind of get along just a bit. I mean, Akane is kind of like snooping around, kind of figuring out who the hell Kogami truly is. What's the deal? What's up with this murder mystery that he was investigating all those years ago that potentially got him demoted into an enforcer? A lot of mysteries, but Kogami is slowly starting to open up, right? So, I think that's pretty much it for my intro. It's a very short intro because what else is there to say? We're still continuing on with this, I guess, arc of a case. I don't know when this case is gonna end. Maybe it's gonna end this episode, maybe the next. I don't know, because so far, cases in Psychopaths are either only in one episode or more recently 2 episodes. And now we are entering into a 3-episode case, and I did mention this in the previous episode's discussion, and that is we're starting to get longer and longer cases, right? Because we are starting to get into the meat of things. We're starting to get a bigger picture of like the cases, the mystery, and the crime that is being on display. These separate different cases aren't actually separate at all. They are being manipulated, they are being, what's the word? Manipulated and controlled by one singular person named Makishima, and we still have no idea what he is on about, but I have a stinging suspicion on who and what his goal truly is. So, that is it. I guess let's just continue on with Psychopaths Season 1, Episode 8. As always, if you do want to watch the full, uncut, unedited version, links are in the description below. If you want to watch the next episode, early access is available over at the Patreon, so you can support me there. Links are also in the description below. And last but not least, if you do enjoy my reaction, hit the like and subscribe, share the video if you want. And without any further ado, let us continue with Psychopaths Season 1, Episode 8. Alright, a bit of a recap. Maybe this is the final episode for this specific case. I don't know if you guys can see how, like, I don't know if you guys can see the redness in my nose. Maybe not, but my nose has been itching ever since I started hitting record. So, I don't know, it's annoying. Like, it was fine for like the whole day, and then when I hit record, it just starts to itch, and I fucking hate it. I would like to formally apologize if any of you guys are like irritated whenever I, maybe decided to like scratch my nose throughout this entire reaction, but it is what it is. Even I'm not pleasant about it. I know I shouldn't be scratching because it'll probably make it worse, but I hate it. Alright, episode 8. The rest is silence. Okay, the police are in the academy. Well, the so the girl is dead. If we already skipped that, then yeah, she's painting her next victim, unfortunately. Shit. Good question, Makishima. They would go here. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was right. She's gonna combine both of them. Oh god. A piece of artwork called a lady. Okay. Right. 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 Statues. Lifeless but trapped in immortal beauty. Right. Oh wow. It's gonna be a grand reveal then. Okay. Yep. Okay. Good. Oh wow, Yayoi already knowing her stuff. Yeah, I like that. I like that little detail where she doesn't like the smoke. Okay. Oh, now I have that image in my head. Oh, fuck that. Public, right? But it's much more public. Okay, interesting. Yeah, she's just doing this for. But no, she wants revenge in a way, right? And this is her way of doing it. But it's interesting that Kogami sees this in a totally different perspective. Also, they're still assuming that it is a he and not a she. More reflections. An expert. Oh. Oh. Well, that's fucked up. Okay. Doggy. What the fuck? No, that's just a painting. He knows. Love the framing. Oh my god. That's not a robot. It's an old dude. He knows immediately. Like, yeah. Kokami just doesn't fucking care. Yeah, just walk. Move out of the way. There she is. Holy shit. But she doesn't, like, showcase somebody with that high of a crime coefficient, right? Psychology of her mind is definitely something to be amazed at. Not in a good way, of course. Obviously she is mentally. Why would you save her? Oh, goddamn Makishima. Oh right, that was the Korean guy in the previous episode. And now yeah, at least the other kid realizes, like, yeah, that's her friend in the paintings. So you help him. Is that it, Akane? Cuts him. You can't argue with that. Immediately goes there. I have no hopes that the other girl is still alive at this point. Ooh, nice. Okay. An invisible wall. Classic. Oh my god. Oh my god. Makishima is I, he was a teacher in this academy this entire time, disguising himself as Mr. Shibata. What the? That's a good play. That is actually a good play. Yeah, your friends are dead. I'm sorry about that. Oh, Yeah, yeah, you kind of fucked up there. But I hope she. Yeah, this is gonna be a problem. I like how Yayoi is like comforting her. Wow, that hard cut immediately. Perfect. But now, oh, here it is. The name drop. Chaego-sang's not there. Oh, oh shit. Yeah, yeah. He finished playing with his toy, so he's about to throw it out. Yeah, you just got dumped. What the fuck? Wait, so is Makishima actually doing this so that he can actually take out the most evilest of people in his own twisted way as well? Like, I can see that. Like Makishima defying the Sybil system by becoming the system. Oh yeah, the hunt is on. Yeah, you can see the gun right there. Bye bye. Oh, it is not even a quick death, no, it is a slow and painful death. Oh my god. Holy shit. Makishima is! Oh, I got so much to talk about. Off with her head. Kogami? Oh my god, it is. So this is confirmation that what we saw in the beginning isn't the beginning. Kogami facing off against Makishima is gonna be the end of the show. Holy shit. But as I was saying, my feelings on Makishima changes every episode. Like the more we learn about him, the more I start to get a better understanding of him. I mean, in one way, I was still kind of correct. Well, it's still an assumption, but in what I was talking about in the previous episode, which is how Makishima is going against the civil system, right? Because again, the system is broken. The order of the world right now is in turmoil and is flawed. So Makishima is there to bring it down. But if you bring down the system, then you need something to take its place, right? And Makishima is that replacement. What Makishima is doing essentially is, yeah, he is bringing out the evil from out of people. And when he does, he takes them out. He is quote unquote getting rid of the evil of the world. He creates the evil and then he takes away the evil. And in doing so, he thinks that he is justice himself. Interesting. Okay then, episode 8 of Psychopath season 1. I mean, on one hand, I'm happy that she's dead, but on the other hand, I'm like, okay, I mean, it's a gruesome way to die, but you're also a bad person. Should you deserve justice? I don't know. I don't know. But it is a fantastic episode, nonetheless. So, I'm just gonna go straight into the discussion. I'm just not gonna review it. Good episode. But the episode starts again with Makishima and Rikako basically talking philosophical stuff, you know, quoting Shakespeare and whatnot. But what I do want to talk about is Makishima himself. So, Makishima is a very interesting character. He is written in a way that is intended to subvert audience expectations of a villain. He's doing things that I would say is common for like an evil person, but at the same time, he is presenting things that are also uncommon to your average evil villain. He isn't just somebody who wants to see the world burn, right? No, he wants to change the world. He is that type of villain. The problem is, I just can't grasp his true intentions and his true motivations perfectly. Because he has a lot of, not personality, but the way he executes his plans is something that I find intriguing. And the way he acts, the way he moves, you know, in terms of his plans, and the way he views life itself, especially in this episode. And I've already mentioned it in, you know, during the reaction, but I'm just gonna say it again. Makishima is a character who wants to destroy the system, right? We don't know why, but at least we get an understanding on why the system is flawed. We know the system is flawed. Makishima knows the system is flawed. The question is, why and what made him decide to do it? The system is flawed. Okay, we get that. We understand that. That's understandable. That is pretty common, and I feel like a lot of people in this universe would also feel the same way. Yeah, the system is kind of fucked up, right? The civil system isn't really the best system in the world in terms of like letting people do whatever they want, because it's not trying to do that. It's restricting our individuality, and it is restricting our own way of life. You can't do this, you can't do that. There's a set of rules, and the goal is to essentially maintain peace and order by subtly oppressing them, right? We know the system is flawed, and a lot of people in this universe probably know this as well. The question is, what made Makishima decide to get out of his house and go, yeah, I'm gonna destroy the system? Because most people, if not almost everybody in this universe, apart from maybe like the criminals, they live in a society that, you know, like most of them understands, yeah, I can't do this, I can't do that. If I do this, then the civil system is gonna scan me, and my psychopath, my crime coefficient is gonna go up, and I'm gonna be in a heck of, in trouble, right? So people know it is wrong, but they accept it, right? They move on with their lives, right? It's the way of life that you know. Sure, I accept the whatever rules that we are currently living right now, right? Kind of like other, like oppressive regimes in our world, right? Not gonna name who and what, but it is there, right? The government set up some ground rules, and we as the people need to follow them, even if we fundamentally disagree with that. But we have to do it because we don't want to get into trouble. That's pretty much it, right? So what made Makishima decide to go against it? Why risk it at all? What is his deal? We don't know yet, because we haven't seen his backstory. We don't know his past. We don't know his true motivation. All we know is he is somebody who wants to disturb the peace. He wants to break the system. He wants to go at it. He wants to confront Sybil itself and go, hey, I want to prove that this system is flawed, so the rest of the world, right, the citizens, the normal people will also see that, hey, yeah, the system is flawed. We need to stand up against it. But again, why? What motivated him to become this person? That is the one aspect that we don't know yet, and it is the one aspect that is like the key to understanding Makishima. And I'm really excited to see where the story is gonna progress in that direction, right? I guess it's kind of going toe to toe with Kogami as well. Like, we're slowly learning more about Kogami, and we're slowly learning about Makishima, and Akane unfortunately is right smack dab in the middle of it. Akane is right in the middle of it, right? So again, don't know what the future holds, but if the opening of the show proves anything, and I'm talking about like both the opening scene of the first episode and the opening credit sequence of like the show, because in the opening sequence, the opening scene, and I talked about this, right? Because I thought at first that could actually be the beginning of the show, right? That is like the past, and now we're seeing the future, and that's probably why Kogami became an enforcer. But no, that is not the case. That is actually in the future, because Kogami and Makishima never met before. In this present time right now, Kogami and Makishima never met. They only know through pictures and names. They haven't really formally see each other and go face to face. No. So it's easy for me to believe that yes, the opening scene, once again, I'm kind of repeating words at this point, is probably gonna happen sometime later in the future. And if that is the case, then Kogami and Makishima are gonna go head to head, they're gonna face off, and it's going to be a battle between ideals, right? A battle between ideas and philosophies, right? Two different worldviews, right? But all of them share, I'd say, like a common thing, which is, I think Kogami's not stupid. Kogami knows well that the civil system is kind of not good. I mean, that's the reason why he got demoted into an enforcer in the first place. I think Kogami has first-hand experience in knowing that, yeah, the civil system is fucked, right? So, if that is the case, we don't see Akane yet, right? In the opening scene, we don't see Akane, but we do see Akane in the opening credit, and in the opening credit sequence, Akane is facing off against Kogami. She is holding her gun, right? I forgot the name of it, but the psycho gun. What I there's a name for it. I know it. I just never really wrote it down, so I kind of forgot it. But she was holding her gun, pointing directly at Kogami. Make that as you will, right? Right. Maybe it's just there to subvert my expectations again, but at the same time, yeah. I mean, this show is gonna end one way or another, right? Either Makishima, well, I mean, Makishima is most probably gonna be defeated. Whether if he dies or gets captured, I don't know. That's like a decision for the justice system, and at that point, it's a decision between Sybil or an actual person's like own judgment. But Kogami himself, I don't know what's gonna happen to Kogami. He could potentially not make it out alive in the show. I can see it happening. I can see that. Akane being alive, and by the end of this, I think it's totally reasonable for me to think that way. Plus, there's like a season 2 and 3. I think Akane being like the main character would easily, would easily carry out the seasons moving forward. But for Kogami, I don't know yet. That's why I'm kind of scared for Kogami's life, because Makishima is eyeing on him. He knows what's up. He sees Kogami as like a second prey. And this goes back to what I was saying in the reaction, right? What is Makishima's true intentions, his true goal, right? I mentioned again, trying to, to confront the system, right? But if hypothetically Makishima wins and the system gets destroyed and falls, right? Crumbles, then we're in a state of a power vacuum. What's gonna replace it? You can't just remove a system and then not replace it with something else. No, you need a new order, right? And I feel like Makishima is that order. Again, Makishima is such an interesting character, because the more I talk about him, the more kind of like ideas come flowing into my mind, and I go, wait a minute, no. There's another angle. There's another angle to this. So, like, on one angle is what I was mentioning in the reaction and what I'm about to say now, which is Makishima is going to destroy Sybil, and then he's going to take its place and kind of showcase the new order, right? The new system, the new way of life, the new rules, right? This is how you do it, freedom and whatever, right? And basically, in his twisted way, kind of groom evil and then destroy evil and then became justice himself in a weird way. That was initially what I was. That's initially what I was thinking about. But what if there's another angle? What if Makishima is just evil incarnate, right? What if he doesn't want to like completely change the system? What if he just wants to see the system destroyed? What if he is the type of villain that just wants to see the world burn? In that sense, Makishima is just playing along, right? He is um, using his pawns, his toys, right? His quote unquote victims, right? Who are doing the jobs for him, right? They're committing murder and crime for him. He's not doing the crime. I'm innocent. He's innocent, right? Quote unquote innocent. I'm not doing this. They are, right? They're the one who's doing the killing and the criminaling, right? I'm just here sitting, looking at the windows, not doing anything. I'm innocent, right? And it's I don't know. It's the fact that he kind of disposed his pawns. That's the thing that gets me. He disposed the previous person. What was his name again? Toda or something. I completely forgot. It's been months. I haven't really rewatched those episodes. But he got rid of his previous victim, and now he is getting rid of her. He's getting rid of Rikako. But why? Why though? In the episode, he mentions that he no longer sees her as like a valued asset, right? He sees her as having filled her potential and there's no room to grow. That is interesting. It's basically the villain. You know, it's one thing when a villain destroys like the good guys, that's like pretty common. But it's also another thing when the villain also disregards their own kind, right? The other evil. Um, right? Basically seeing none of them are his equals. He does not. He does not see her as an equal. He does not see everybody else surrounding him as an equal. He sees himself as the true, person at the top, right? And I don't know. It's like he sees the potential of evil in people, but then once those potentials are, and met, and they do not exceed his expectations, he gets rid of them. I'm just wrapping my head around it. It's interesting. It's intriguing, but I don't know how much further I can discuss him because he is an enigma. Because like again, like shit. See, now my discussions got completely derailed, and now I don't know what to say. um, but that goes to show like how great of a villain he truly is, right? His motives are still unknown to us, but it is being slowly presented, and the more it is being presented to us, the more we'll realize how evil he truly is. Yeah, how you came to disappoint me. And the line by Tamora, the Queen of Goths, is from the Shakespeare story that was mentioned before, right? Titus Andronicus. The hunt is on, and the way he kills her is, I don't know. It's like, again, it's like a game to him, right? Like the hunt begins, and then you see like the gun right at the foreground, right? You know what's up. You know what's gonna happen. He disposes her. He kills her, shoots her. And notice this. He isn't technically the one doing this. He's not the one killing her. He's letting somebody else kill her. At this point, I am wondering whether or not if Makishima has ever actually committed an actual crime before, if that makes sense. Yes, he is the one supplying them. Yes, he is the one like pushing them to do these. But he himself isn't the one who's doing all of this. Again, I'm not the one killing people. They are. I'm innocent, quote unquote, right? If that is the case, it would be sweet, and it'll be, I don't know. It's gonna be fun and hilarious in my opinion when they actually meet um, Makishima, and then they point the gun at him, and then they scan him, and then it turns out he's like completely normal. That would be like the most crazy thing, right? That is like prime evil, right? Being scanned, and then the system, and this is like the best way. This is like the best example to showcase how broken the system is. Let the system scan Makishima, and then let the system make the assumption and the judgment that Makishima is innocent. That is like the best way to prove that the system is broken. And if Makishima manages to do that, I would be impressed. Because it goes to show how psychologically insane he is, right? It's one thing to, to be evil and realize what you're doing is evil, and it is another thing to do evil things but don't realize that it is evil, and then you would then attribute your evil deeds to something that is of justice, right? I mean, okay, I'm gonna bring this up. I mean, I was watching Death Note on the channel, right? You can find my reactions in the description below, but it is similar in a way in that a character does evil things, right? Evil things, but to the character, it's not necessarily evil, it is justice, right? To them, it is justice. To them, they are doing the right thing. But to everybody else, no, what you're doing is complete murder. Stop it. But to them, no, I'm innocent. I'm the one who is in the right. Makishima is basically that, but on a more grand, well, not grand, a more subtle and more regal way, right? More formal, more mature, right? I dare to say that Death Note is sometimes childish in its way, not to shit on Death Note, but if I were to compare that to Psycho-Pass, and specifically to Makishima, Makishima definitely feels like Makishima is a more evil presence because he is the antagonist, whereas in Death Note it's the protagonist. But again, like I was saying, I think it will be sweet if the civil system actually scans Makishima, and then they realize that Makishima is actually innocent, and his Psycho-Pass crime coefficient, whatever, isn't really like exceeding like the limit. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. That would be such a like, haha, I got you moment for Makishima. Like that is, if that is what Makishima is trying to prove, then hey, props to him. It's a fucked up way to do it, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Well, I spent the last, I don't know how many minutes talking about Makishima, and I don't know what to talk about next. I mean, the episode itself is pretty solid, it's pretty good. Love this moment where Kogami is taking a smoke, and then Akane is kind of like, I don't like the smoke. It's a small, subtle animation, and I kind of like that, just adding a bit of personality to her. And again, I don't know if I've actually mentioned this, but I love how many knickknacks are there in the actual office. Kind of showcases like everyone's different personality. Like you kind of see like the dinosaur figurines over here. You can see like the whiskeys and the smokes on over here, right? I mean, overall, they also show this, right? Small world building, but now we know that there is a facility that houses a lot of people with like, really dangerous people, right? And this is like typical normal stuff for like a TV or a movie that revolves around like futuristic like police forces and whatever, right? You're bound to have like this one facility that houses a lot of like the criminals and whatever, right? And then the police are gonna come in and then gonna talk to one of them, ask for advice, you know, classic, classic. I really like these tropes. I really do. I don't know. I just love it when a police officer or like somebody who is in, you know, on the good side just kind of talk to the bad guys and ask for advice, and then the bad guys kind of help them out. I kind of like that. It's one trope that I could never get tired of, and whenever it happens in a show or a movie, I would go, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. What if, now that I'm thinking about it, what if Makishima wins in a sense that right now Makishima wants to get Kogami, right? Makishima right now wants to control Kogami, his new toy, right? His new pawn. What if Kogami gets arrested by the end of the show and gets put here? Nah, thinking about it already kind of breaks the narrative in my opinion. I'm like, no, I can't see that happening. I'm sorry. Akane standing up against Kogami, saying to Gino, saying, "Hey, Kogami knows his stuff. He knows his deal. He knows his schlock. Let him do his work." And he does do his work, and it leads to them finding this hidden place, albeit a bit too late because the kids, unfortunately, at least they're happy when in their expressions. I'm sorry, that's a bit gross and dark. Makishima actually being an actual teacher, that is surprising to say the least, and that's probably the reason why he is here in the academy in the first place. Yayoi tending to this young girl who lost her friends is sweet. I like this interaction a lot, even though it's, you know, only like a few seconds long. I enjoyed it. And overall, yeah, this whole episode is mostly setting up Makishima as this entity, this evil entity that we need to like be scared of, but also make us, the audience, intrigued as to what his whole deal is about. So I'm really excited to watch the next set of episodes. I want to learn more about him. I really do. And that is it for Psycho-Pass Season 1, Episode 8. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. If you do, hit the like and subscribe, share the video if you want. Again, if you want to watch the next episode, early access is available over at the Patreon. Yes, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching the video, and I will see you all next week, for the next episode of Psycho-Pass. Take care, guys.